Alrighty, folks, we need to talk about the 53-year spreadsheet again, because when I was looking over it this morning with the three amigos, something shocked me. We have an example from 1978 to I think it was 1987 where rates were higher for longer. Rates started at 9, went to 16, didn't get below 9 for 8 or 9 years. We will look at it again in a moment. But what I really want to look at is when rates started to rise in 1978, we did roughly 4.8 million transactions. We did not get back to that transaction number for 18 years. So we're talking with the top 1% agent known as Beth Traverso, and I want to have a conversation with her that I fear transactions have another leg down, potentially 20% from here. So Beth,
yes,
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but
I think killing me, Mike.
I think it might be coming. Yes. So I guess we'll just start there, right?
Yeah. So first of all, that 18 years, I did a double take the first time I heard you say that. Like, that can't be true, but the proof is in the numbers.
Yeah. So you know what? Let's just show folks, because not everybody has seen it. So I'm bringing
before
it up.
my time, we were both OGs, but this is before our time.
Yeah, I was alive.
I didn't live through this one, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I did, but I was a kid, so.
Yeah, I wasn't signing loan docs.
Yeah, I was busy going to kindergarten.
There you go. So folks, what I was talking about here is 1978. So you can see total transactions. We'll just highlight this in yellow. We did 800,000 new and roughly 4 million used or existing. And then just to tie this together, we can look here at the interest rate. We'll make this a different color. And you can see this is where we started. So the first thing to point about, and this was really eye-opening, higher for longer. Right now, everybody, Beth, thinks higher for longer is like 90 days, 6 months. I want you to look at this. This is it right here, 9.64. And let's count together.
Yeah.
How many years it took to get back to 9.64?
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13.
1991.
Wow. Yeah. So, and it's interesting. I bought my first house in 95, and it was probably somewhere around 9-ish at that time. So it's just a very, very slow crawl, but it looks like, it went up for a long time there between 78 and 82. Look at 1981, 82. Those are what we hear about when people talk about, you haven't seen anything with interest rates. When I was back in my day, it was 15, 16%. People got very creative with financing during that time. And we saw a lot of the houses we see now that were built during that era were small, and kind of cheaper materials too. People found ways to make it more affordable. People always find a way. Yeah, that's fascinating.
But here's your world and why I think we're going to have another leg down. So we did 4.8 million transactions, right? Let's see how long it took to get back to 4.8 million transactions.
Yeah, look at 81.
Yeah, and that's why I think we've got another leg down, right? Notice 1980 to 81. That's a 20% drop or more. That's a 20% drop, roughly. So I fear that's in front of you. But look at this. We didn't get back to 4.8 million until 96.
I can't believe that. That's just 96. So crazy to me, but there it is.
And if folks want to argue the numbers, I list all my data sources. I don't make this stuff up. Go get all the data sources here. But yeah, this is, I don't think people realize higher for longer.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize how impactful this would be. So let's just talk about, let's pretend it takes a decade. So actually, you know what? I actually have the data, so we don't need to pretend. Let's go look at, so 2021 looks like it's going to be the peak.
Yes. Look at the huge difference already. Yeah.
And you know what 2023, you know the estimate for 2023? 4.4.
Okay. And like I've been hearing you talk about it in your morning updates that your daily financial news, you're expecting it to come in below 4.
for August and September.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But for the year, NARS. So think about it. You're going to go from 6.8 to 4.4 in 2023. And again, I think you have another leg down.
Yeah. That's what history would tell us if it repeats anywhere near that pattern. Now, I'm hoping we don't go up to 16% interest rates. I don't think that's going to happen. But
Yeah, but
our
again,
own
higher for
version of
longer,
that.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Higher for longer. It's not quarters, it's years. You're in an industry that's going to feel pain for a decade,
Yeah.
right? Goldman Sachs this morning said real estate transactions will get back by 2027. I would argue this spreadsheet says no, thank you, not coming.
Yeah. And I don't know how they came up with 2027 or what they used to come up with that, but this is going to be around for a while. I think people that are hoping that it's going to be reverting back to where we were relatively quickly. I think where we were was an anomaly. I don't think that was, like you said, they broke housing, they kept it too low too long. It created a monster that they're now trying to put back in the bottle, if I may mix my metaphors, so it's just
Yeah. The only way this is getting fixed is time. It's just time.
just time, because I agree with that. There enough time passes, people are moving because of
Life.
circumstances in their lives, and when it reaches a point where it gets too uncomfortable, people are going to do what they need to do, or people are going to move out of state. There's always going to be death, divorce, financial issues that pop up that are going to make it so people are going to need to sell.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to be keeping.
Yeah,
That's what the transactions are
that's why
going to
we
be
did
in the coming years, mostly, I
that's
think.
exactly. That's why we did 2.8 million transaction when rates were 16. Death,
Yeah.
divorce, cash purchases, Yeah. Real estate will never go to zero transactions. That's
Never.
not
Even in the
happening.
darkest days of the housing crash, there were sales happening still
Absolutely.
every day.
Yeah.
So
So
sales will
yeah,
continue, but I think people in my industry are going to need to be really focused on their business
that's what I want
and
to
doing
talk
things
about.
the right
Yes.
way, instead of, in the past it was too easy. I think the barrier of entry has been too low forever, but and it should be higher. I don't expect that's probably going to change, but staying in the business is going to be, that's always been the challenge, and that's going to be even more of a challenge now that going forward, it's not going to be, people are going to have to work harder for less. And I don't think that's necessarily a
For
bad thing.
years. For
For
years.
years, for years. And
Yeah.
that's okay. I think the people that are good at their craft and really bring the value to their clients, because the people that are selling now and buying now are people that really need to. And
Yeah.
they need somebody who's going to guide them through this and help them navigate those waters and make good decisions and get into the right houses and make the right offers. And they need somebody who understands this and is going to be their advocate going forward.
Yeah.
And that's how businesses will be built, and people that are involved in real estate sales. And those who are not able to do that will probably get attritioned out.
Yeah.
We're already starting to see that happen. It's going to continue, would be my prediction.
Oh,
The
no
number of
question.
agents is going to continue to decline as
Yeah, I
the
think
number of transactions declines.
I think you and I talked about Brian Lebo's month of life. I think he calls it MOLE, month of life.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't caught religion on that as a real estate agent, an escrow agent, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You need to audit your months of life, because if you don't, it's going to be a painful ending.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We're already seeing it right now in my buy box area outside the Seattle market, right outside Seattle, we're down 50% in listings in my area. That was for July. I'm expecting August to be
Worse.
similar or worse, because it has
Worse.
been really striking, the lack of listings and lack of transactions.
The Fed
Everybody,
broke housing.
yeah, they did. It's broken, still broken.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we always have a little bit of a summer lull in August in my area, but this has been different this year. And I'm not seeing now. So today is when my kids went back to school. Rain is back in Seattle for the
Oh,
first time in
wow.
months. It seems like we're all like, whoa, we forgot what this was like. It's going to be a little bit of back to business. I know I'm working on helping people get ready to put their house on the market like I always do.
Yeah,
And
but
we'll see
here's
a
the
little
problem.
bit of a bump after Labor Day, a little bit. I'm not talking much, but just
No, but
maybe a
here's the
tad up from the
deal.
bottom.
The best of the best, and being in the top 1% of the country clearly puts you there. Here's just the unfortunate reality of what's going to happen in lots of businesses going forward. The best of the best, or the biggest, or whatever it is in your industry, are going to get a disproportionate share of the transactions. If you used to do 100 transactions and you used to get 12% of that, great. But now there's going to be 40 transactions and you're going to probably get 8 of those,
Mm-hmm.
right? So your transactions will go down too, but you're going to get a disproportionate share of what's going on because you are known. You do have a Rolodex. You have proof points.
Yeah.
Just all of these things that you still market, right?
My marketing
It's
continues on autopilot, and agents out there that are listening would say, like, you need to do that regardless. Like, I could go into a coma for months and my marketing would just roll right along and keep going. So, I mean, it's a bit of an extreme example, but it's important to do that. And if I'm going to be, and I have been auditing my expenses to make sure I'm not wasting money on things. I think everybody should do that.
yeah.
But I'm not cutting back on the things that are working and generating business, because that's going to be the game changer. Because when the market tightens up, people cut that. And those that are still doing it, those agents are going to be the ones that are going to be more successful.
No
So,
question.
and also, if people don't have the money, I would say do the social media and make the videos and be the person that shares the knowledge about the market, because everybody wants to know. And if you can be that person, that can be pretty low budget if you don't have the budget. But it's the consistency, no matter what, that matters. And I know you've been a fan of that, whatever people are doing, whether it's in doing the work every day, checking your buy box, doing those things, that needs to happen regardless of what's happening in the market.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. At the end of the day, I really do think transactions are going to fall another 20%, right? They were, let's call it 4.4 for 2023. They could really get to 3.6. I think August is going to be a disaster.
I know.
When
I am just waiting to see those numbers come out, and I know it's going to be shocking because I've been
Yeah.
living through that this last month, and I've seen it, in my own business and my own market. It's lower. It's
we'll probably
slower.
have that next week, right? We'll probably have that next
I
Tuesday.
hope so. We have the Monday is a holiday, so I don't know if
Oh,
that means we'll have to wait a little bit, but I'll
fingers
see what I can
crossed.
find. If we have it, I'll bring it to you first, fresh data. But
It's gonna
yeah.
be
So, but if 20% more, so if I'm down 50% right now, and it goes to 70% down, that is,
well. Let's just make so it's not quite cumulative that way. So let's say if you went from 100 to 50,
yeah.
another 20% would take, well, I guess, yeah, another 20% would be 10. So I guess
Yeah.
cumulative, it'll be 60%.
Right. And I'm just looking at 1 month too, and you're looking at, yeah. So, but overall, yeah, it's going to be impactful to everybody involved in real estate, and that's going to continue for longer. I think people need to be watching their bottom lines and their expenses. If you're a real estate agent, focus on what is profitable and get rid of the rest. Save your money.
Yeah.
Make sure you're still doing your marketing.
Yeah.
Focus on being the bearer of the person that shares the knowledge to the public. Be that
Absolutely.
person.
And of course, if you want to get a referral to a top 1% agent because birds of a feather flock together, you can reach out to Beth Traverso and get such a referral. Beth, how do they do that?
Yeah, people can reach out to me. The easiest way is through my website, bethtraversogroup.com, or you can also find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, etc., or on the One Rental at a Time Facebook group.
Folks, if you reach out to her, tell her hi from One Rental at a Time so she knows her time with us is worthwhile. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.